Loading screens are an underrated cosmetic in Fortnite battle passes. I think Fortnite cooks when it comes to creating loading screens. They always have fantastic art and it honestly does not get talked about enough. So today I will be going over the best loading screen from every Fortnite battle pass. It was really tough to decide which was the best because so many loading screens could be considered the best. So be sure to let me know in the comments your favorite battle pass loading screens. If you enjoy my videos, use code TuneSpider in the Fortnite item shop to support me. And now let's get started. Starting with Chapter 1 Season 3, this was the first battle pass to have loading screens within it. There weren't many compared to what we get now and they were pretty simple. I think the best loading screen from the Season 3 battle pass goes to Battle Royale. It's an iconic loading screen that really represents the early days of Fortnite. Moving on to Chapter 1 Season 4, this is when a superhero movie was taking place on the Fortnite island. So some of these loading screens had movie sets, which I think is really fun. We got our first look at the Visitor in a loading screen. Some personal ones I really liked were a Looming Threat, That's a Wrap, but I think the best one was the Showdown, the big face-off between Carbide and Omega in the middle, and then other heroes and villains fighting around them. Next is Chapter 1 Season 5, and this one had some amazing summer vibe loading screens. A lot of them involved golf carts, which was great because that was a big part of that season. Some great loading screens from that battle pass was Poolside Paradise, Fairway Run, Track Record, but I think the best one was Opening Night. You can see some of our favorite Fortnite characters watching a movie at Risky Reels, which includes Drift, and you can see his mask, and Bright Bomber. Guaranteed Drift was showing her the Rizzy got. I think this is a feel-good loading screen that really helps you connect with the characters. Up next is Chapter 1 Season 6. This was the Halloween theme season and they really hit the mark with the loading screens. My personal favorite was Dinner Date at Dusk. You can see Dusk hanging upside down behind Fable. I also really like Night Cub and Roundup and Verge of Despair. Fate was another personal favorite, but I think the best one is Tomato Temple. You can see the Tomato Cult forming at Tomato Temple, which is crazy because Tomato Head got arrested for this recently in Chapter 6 Season 2 by Tex. Moving on to Chapter 1 Season 7, my favorite Fortnite season of all time, and there are some banger loading screens in this battle pass. Starting with Feline by Design, we can see Lynx creating her suit. Ready for Takeoff with Daddy Santa is great. Airtime showing off the hoverboard. Unchained showing the prisoner escaping. We had our first animated loading screen with Lynx, but the best one easily goes to Unexpected Awakening. This one just makes the Ice King look so cool and you can see why he was the ruler of Polar Peak. Next up is Chapter 1 Season 8, and there were some great ones in this like Life of Luxury, Hands of Flame. I think Loot Lava is a lot of fun. Breakthrough is great because this led into the event in Season 8, but I think the best one is Ripening Ritual. Seeing Peely sit on a throne with a chalice and a crown, you just can't beat it. Also, we need to talk about Fortnite food skins having colts. I think that's something to keep an eye on. Moving on to Chapter 1 Season 9, and I really love Sure Shot, but I'm not going to give it the best. I love that photo of Synapse and then the pink bright lights behind her. Stormlight Skirmish is great, Neo Chasers is great, but I think it comes down to Neon Jungle or Heat. I prefer Neon Jungle a little more, but I got to give the best one to Heat. And then our last season for Chapter 1, these ones are interesting because they didn't have a lot to do with the battle pass itself, but more kind of giving like an overview of everything that happened in Chapter 1. Like we had Drift, the bombers, we had the hoverboard, we had a loading screen of the desert and the volcano eruption, but I think the best one is Vengeance. I just really love this art and I love the characters that they picked for it. Moving on to Chapter 2 Season 1, a whole new world, a new island, and I think the best loading screen for this one was Trick Shot. I really like the face-off loading screens that they do between characters. I like seeing 8 Ball and Scratch go 1v1. I also love the lighting and the trees and the bridge behind it. I think it's great scenery. Overall, I think this is an amazing loading screen. Next up is Chapter 2 Season 2, and this one was tough because I feel like this is kind of the weaker parts of this battle pass, and there's still great loading screens, don't get me wrong. Like I think Roy G. Meowscles is great, Boss Fight and Golden Empire are awesome, but I think the best one is easily Cuddle Time Coop. Seeing Deadpool with all the Cuddle Team leader stuff, I think that just fits the character perfectly. Chapter 2 Season 3 had some tough loading screens, Honor, Get Fixed, Beyond Zero, all of those are great, but the best one easily goes to King of the Beach. I'm not even a big fan of the Aquaman skin, but him standing with 3 sharks and the wave behind him is so sick. It was easily the best one. Now we're moving on to our first Marvel season, Chapter 2 Season 4, and this one was pretty easy to me as well. Identity Crisis is the best loading screen. You can see Mystique eliminated Bright Bomber, and you can see she's starting to shapeshift into her skin, which shows off her built-in emote as well in this loading screen. However, I do think they knocked it out of the park with all of the characters' loading screens for the season. Next up is Chapter 2 Season 5, and this one had some great loading screens as well. I really liked Wildheart Way, Warrior Spirit, and Mando, but the best came down to two for me. I wanted to give it to the Hunt. I love the fact that it's a Predator and you can see Peely as the target, but I think Stack 'em High is the best loading screen for this one. This one feels like a movie poster and I absolutely love it. When I look at this, I think I'm about to watch a Western movie. Moving on to Chapter 2 Season 6, it is easily the Countdown to Zero loading screen. This is just an iconic loading screen for Agent Jones. Next is Chapter 2 Season 7. I felt like this one had some weak loading screens as well compared to some other seasons. You can still find some fun ones in this, like Spire Strike and the Rickyverse, but I think Cattle Royale is the funniest loading screen for this one. I think it's the best one as well. Seeing the cows get beamed up to the alien spaceship, I don't know, it's just funny in my opinion. Moving on to our last season for Chapter 2, Season 8, and I'm gonna give the best one to Island Corrupted. I think there's some great loading screens in here like On the Job and Sideways Survivor, but seeing the whole corruption of the island with Cube Assassin looking over it in the trees, I think this is just a great image, so I think it's the best one. Moving on to Chapter 3 Season 1, I know you're probably thinking I'm gonna pick the Spider-Man loading screen, but you're actually wrong. I think Ronin's Revenge is the best loading screen from this battle pass. I really love the half and half art of base style with the traditional Japanese background, then his maxed out suit with neon mega city behind him. I think this is a really cool loading screen. Next up is Chapter 3 Season 2, On the Prowl is a great loading screen, so is Suki Reborn, but I gotta give the best one to Imagination Unlimited. There's just something about the way the Imagine suit looks in this loading screen and the way she's holding her sword. Then also another photo of her in the back with the glider and the lighting to this loading screen. I just love it so much. I still use it to this day. Moving on to Chapter 3 Season 3, this one's easy. It's the Darth Vader loading screen. This could arguably be the best loading screen in the entire game. Now I do want to point out some others that I thought were great, like the Indiana Jones loading screen, Adira and the Dragon, the Party Crasher, and Night Shroom Valley. All of those are great, but they just don't come close to Darth Vader's loading screen. Next up is Chapter 3 Season 4. There's a couple loading screens here I really like Small Fry Surprise, Paradigm's loading screen, but I think the best one definitely goes to Web of Life for Spider-Gwen. Moving on to Chapter 4 Season 1, this one is super easy. It's the Ageless Champion. This is another one that I would consider one of the best loading screens in all of Fortnite. Of course, we got the Ageless in his white and gold. I love the gray stormy background with the lightning in the back, and then you can see Black Knight there as well. This is an amazing loading screen, and I really think for best Battle Pass loading screens, they went back to back peak, because when we're looking at Chapter 4 Season 2 Mega, it's gotta go to Mizuki. I mentioned already, I really love the standoff loading screens. Mizuki versus Stray with the cherry blossom trees, and I believe the location in the background was Kenjutsu Crossing. You can correct me if I'm wrong though. And you can see she's got her Breaking Wave pickaxe out. There's just something so beautiful and awesome about this loading screen. It is easily the best, but Mega was such an amazing battle pass. I'm gonna mention some other loading screens I thought were incredible. Renzo the Destroyer, Crimson Bloom Mystica, and the Mystica loading screen, Pack Leader Highwire, and Stray. I think all of those are amazing loading screens from this battle pass and probably would be the best if they were in any other battle pass. Next is Chapter 4 Season 3, and I think this was a bit of a letdown for loading screens compared to the first two seasons of Chapter 4, but I think the best one is Lorenzo. I really just love this exploring the ruin vibe, and then with the torch and the jungle in the background, and I really like the red lighting. I think this is the best one from that battle pass. And then next up is Chapter 4 Season 4, and there's some great ones in this battle pass like Kato Thorn, Combat Chic Antonia, May. I think the best one is Piper Pace. Her driving the pizza pit car with Fish Stick in the passenger seat looking scared, trying to escape those henchmen. I think this really resembles the heist season from Chapter 4 Season 4. And then last but not least for Chapter 4, we have the OG season, and I think the best one is easily OG Homecoming. It was super creative. They made it the flip side to the Battle Royale loading screen from early Fortnite. Just a fun time in Fortnite, especially if you're an OG and you were really looking forward to seeing Chapter 1 again. Now we're moving on to Chapter 5, another battle pass that I think is one of the best of all time in Fortnite, Chapter 5 Season 1. This was tough because I think Hope had great loading screens, especially the one where she's using the grapple blade avoiding shots. Oscar had great ones, Nisha's were good, Valeria's, Montague's, Solid Snake, but I think the best one goes to Duotone Jones. I really love comic book art, and I really felt like this was a comic book page. I love the black, white, and red art, and I love seeing Jones and Hope fight their way to get to Valeria. Next up is Chapter 5 Season 2, and I mean, they killed it with this battle pass as well for loading screens. And just in general, Myths and Mortals had a great battle pass. The Cerberus art was great, so was Aphrodite's and Medusa's. Zeus's was really cool. Artemis's has that really cool chaos to it while she's flying on her glider and shooting a weapon, but I think Hades definitely has the best loading screen from this battle pass. The Styx River with the underworld behind him, using the Chain of Hades, I think it's just so badass. It's gotta be the best one. Next up is Chapter 5 Season 3, and there's a few here that I could consider the best, but of course I'm only gonna pick one. I think Slap Peabody was great. Hot Rod T60 Power Armor was great. Nitro Fusion Megalodon was really cool, and same with the Machinist, but I personally think the best one was the Bright Raider loading screen, where her and Hope are in the car together and it looks like comic book art. I just love that so much. Next is our second Marvel season, Chapter 5 Season 4 Absolute Doom, and I actually think they did a better job with these loading screens compared to the first one. Some favorites that really stick out: X-Force Pilverine, him having a drink of slap juice, I think that's hilarious and spot on for a Wolverine type character. Organic Diamond Frost is great. Mysterio with the reflection of the heroes from his fishbowl helmet is awesome, but I think the best one goes to Black Panther Shuri. I love this art so much. Feels like it got ripped right out of a comic book. You can see her running around Doom Castle. She's running on the wall. I love the black and gold suit, and then the claw marks on the building with sparks coming off of them is just the cherry on top for this loading screen in my opinion. Next is the Chapter 2 remix season, and for me it came down to two: Ghostly Director and Chalked Up One Ball. Ghostly Director has amazing art to it and actually had some teases for the future, but I think Chalked Up One Ball is the best loading screen from this battle pass. I love seeing them play pool together, and the little detail of their 1 ball and the 8 ball being last in this loading screen is awesome. And they also have a face-off loading screen, so I'd like to think that the pool game was so heated that they ended up fighting each other in this next loading screen. And then last but not least, we're on our last chapter here, Chapter 6, and we're starting with Season 1, one of my all-time favorite seasons and battle passes. I mean, I could really consider any of these loading screens to be the best. I think they absolutely killed it. Two of Nianja's were great, the one with Hope, and then the one with the black cats. Samurai Baymax is adorable. Lilac Shadow Hope is super cool, jumping off the roof into the fight. And Tactical Night Rose is my favorite. I love the Typhoon Blade swipe with the characters flying back, but I think the best one is the Night Rose. Not only does she look really cool in this loading screen and she's holding the Typhoon Blade behind her, but the art of the puppeteer is so good. I love the red and black color scheme. I think this is definitely the best loading screen from this battle pass. Now we're on our current season, Chapter 6 Season 2, and I really love this battle pass. I know it's not for some people. It has somehow become one of my all-time favorites. There's so many I could pick from this one: the Vault Whisperer, the Armored Truck Robbery, the Train Job, aka Big Dill, the Bank Job. I just love all of these, but it really came down to two, aka the Golden Gunslinger in round 1. So I've mentioned before that I love face-off loading screens and I love seeing Sub-Zero versus Scorpion, but I think the best one is the Golden Gunslinger. Seeing Midas in his cowboy outfit using the pump and dump, Big Dill breaking into the vault, and Valentina backing up Midas, I think this perfectly shows Chapter 6 Season 2. I love the art detail to it. I think all three characters look really good in it, and that's why I think it's the best loading screen from this battle pass. But there you have it. That is the best loading screen from every Fortnite battle pass in my opinion. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for 10K subscribers, by the way. And if you'd like to join my Discord server, that link is going to be in the description below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.